Hello students, today we'll be seeing the topic introducing forms. So we'll be seeing how to create forms using HTML, that is the hypertext markup language. And before understanding how HTML helps to create the form, we will see some examples of form. So everybody has a Gmail account. Okay, so when you go through a Gmail account, it will ask for your password. Okay, so you enter your password here. Your username is already there, your Gmail username is already there. You have to enter the password here, and then here you can see there is a checkbox which tells show password or do not show password, something like that. So once you enter your password, the next, when you enter this submit button, that is the next, so that next option will see to that your Gmail account is open up. Okay, it will open up your Gmail account. So what will happen is your email as well as the password both is taken as input and sent to which server? It is sent to the Gmail server, and the Gmail server will do the processing by taking your email and the password. And what processing it does is it opens up your Gmail account. Okay, so what you see here, this entire part, what you see here, it is called as a form. So this form will be having some text or some input which you have to give, some input which will be there, and some checkbox will be like this, or some submit button will be like this. Okay, so this is an example of form. Okay, so which we come across every day. Another example for form is this Facebook, what you have. Okay, so this Facebook also has a form here, as you can see. So in the first thing, it is asking for an email address or a phone number. You enter the email. Then the second, it is asking for is a password. So once you enter your email address and the password, then you log in. And once you log in, the data which is there, the email and the password, is taken as input by the Facebook server. Okay, and the email and the password which you have entered is same as while you had created. If it is same, then the Facebook server will open up the Facebook page for you. Okay, so that processing is done by the Facebook server and it opens up the Facebook page by you. So you are the client of that server. You are the client of which server? There, Facebook server. So this is an example of form here. Another example you have in the same page. Here you can see here create new account. When you press on this create new account, you face another form here. Another form, it is asking for first name, surname, mobile number or email address, new password, date of birth, gender, and so on. Okay, so here you enter normal text. Here also you enter normal text. Here you can enter email or a mobile. Okay, and here you enter what is input type, its password. And what you have here is, this is known as the option list. Okay, where you have n number of options here. This is known as an option list. Here also input type is option list, where you have to choose from n number of these options. And here also you have an option list. Okay, then next you have here gender, female. This is known as a radio button. Okay, this is known as a radio button, where you have to click on the option. Okay, then you have the submit button here. This is known for sign up. So once you press on sign up, the entire details is taken and processing is done at the server of the Facebook. What they do is, by taking all your details, they'll create a Facebook page for you. And what will be the output of that? Output of all this processing, a page will be created or a Facebook account will be created for you. So this form has n number of things in it. Input taken in terms of text, taken in terms of number, taken in terms of characters, like you get asterisk there. Okay, and here input taken in terms of option list, and here input taken in terms of radio button. Okay, and here sign up, input taken in terms of submit button. So form is made up of n number of form elements here, and these form elements can be created by using HTML. Okay, so these are example of forms where you come across, even you go for Instagram or whether you go for Twitter, any of the application you go, everybody has a form there which you have to either sign up or you have to log in. So learning to create this form is a very important thing, and that can be done using HTML. Okay, so we'll come back to the slide. Introducing form. HTML forms, richer way to interact with server. Okay, now Facebook server is there, Gmail server, Google server, they all have their server in which they store your information. Okay, so you are a client, so you interact with the server with the help of this form. So you enter your data to that form data is then sent to the server, and they do the processing there in the server, and they open up your account for you. Okay, so form provides the user with an alternative way to interact with the web server. Okay, forms provide rich mechanisms like text input. Okay, as we had seen here, we enter here text input, then it also helps us to provide password input. Password input is also here. Okay, new password you put here, that is not visible, it comes in terms of special characters. Then next, it also helps us in option list. Option list is this, okay, where you have to choose from n number of options here. This is known as an option list. Okay, then here also there is an example. Okay, so this is also an example for option list, where you have to choose between these all options. Okay, then next, it is asking for radio and check boxes. So form, they are saying it also provides radio and check boxes. So radio buttons I showed you all. Usually a radio button looks like this, where you have to choose yes, no, maybe among this. Okay, otherwise we had seen it in Facebook also. Facebook, here we have the radio buttons circular in shape, where you have to choose here female, male, yes or no. For all those elements we call it as radio buttons. Then also form helps us in what is known as to have a checkbox. Checkbox is where you have to click show password or forgot password. You have this show password, this is known as a checkbox. Okay, otherwise there is another example here for checkbox. Okay, so here checkbox in HTML. So you have this where you checkbox is where it ticks for you, ticks in that particular pattern here. Okay, so forms provide all these types of inputs. Okay, so form does not only contains text, it contains different types of inputs. So we'll be seeing how we'll be able to create all those inputs using HTML. The next topic we have here is the form structure. Okay, so we'll just see a small HTML code which will help us to create the simple form which is displayed here. Okay, so here you can see this is a form here. In this form you have a label for this form, and the label for this form given here is details. And next we have here a label known as title, and for this you have to enter some text here, some title you have to give here in this particular white tab. The next label you have here is country, and for that country you have an option list where you have to choose a country, and the options given here is Canada, Finland, United States. Okay, so once you give this data, we have to press here submit button. Okay, so what all you have here is a particular title details, then you have a label here title where you enter a text, another label you have here country where you have to choose among the option, and then you have a submit button. Okay, so we'll see which all HTML elements will help us to create this simple form. The code is being given here. Usually it starts with a form element. Form element is the one which will help us to create a form in the browser. So along with this form element you have two attributes, method and action. So method attribute which is there, and as we know the syntax for attribute is name is equals to value. Name is method, value is get. Method will be of two types, one is the get method and another is the post method. So here they are making use of the get method. What is get method and post method, that we'll be seeing in our later topics. Okay, so we'll come back to it later. Then the next attribute used here is action. Action is equals to process.php. Okay, so you have given a PHP code name here. Okay, file PHP code file name here. So why we are using a PHP code here is, so once you create a form, okay, you create a form using HTML and you enter the details here. For example, if I enter a title and a particular country, if I use Canada, then the details which are there gets submitted in the particular form, and then it has to go to the server for processing. Okay, so after processing, what will be the output that is left to the user? That means if you have entered a particular details here, it might open an account, or it might open your Gmail account, or it may open your Facebook account, okay, or your Twitter account, or it might send a mail to anybody. Okay, that processing which is there, that has to be done at the server side. So if it is getting done at the server side, there also they require a code to do that processing. Okay, this is the input to that code which is going from the client, that is from the browser. So once it goes to from the browser to the server, at the server it has to be processed. Okay, so the processing has to be done with some particular code, and there the processing is being done using a PHP code, and that PHP code is written here is process.php. Okay, so here we are making use of the PHP language or a PHP code to process the form data which is entered by the user in the browser. Okay, so once you enter the data in the browser and you enter submit, the data which has been entered in the form will go to the server, and at the server we will be having a PHP code which will take your data and process it and provides you a particular output. That means if in a Facebook page I enter the email and the password and I press enter, then the email and password will go to the server. With server, Facebook server. So after processing there, what will happen? My Facebook page will open up. Okay, so that is known as processing. So to create a form, we are using which language here? HTML language. Okay, to create a form we are using HTML language, and to process the data of a form we make use of the PHP language. Here HTML is used at the user side. Okay, so a particular user, to create this interface, he makes use of HTML code, and there at the server to process the form data they are making use of which language? PHP code. Okay, so here in the action attribute you have to mention as to which code will process this particular form data. Okay, then next you have here another label is field set. Okay, we have here another label, field set. What this field set does is it groups related elements in a form together. Okay, so which all elements are there that are related to form? Okay, those all elements are grouped together by which element? Field set. For example, the form related elements are legend, label, input, select, option. So all these elements which are there, they all are useful to create a form. So what does field set do is it groups all these form related inputs together. Okay, the work of the field set is to group all the form related elements in a form related elements together. So which are the form related elements here? Legend, label, input, select, option. Okay, so these all elements are grouped together by which element? Field set. Okay, next we have here another element, legend, and for that you have written the text is details. Okay, so what this legend help us to do is the legend defines the label for a field set group. Okay, it defines a label for a field set group. So this is the label. The details which you have here, just see it in the form. This details is like a label for this field set group. It is a label, like a main title. main title for this field set group. It is not taking any input, it is just a title here. So a field set, a label for a field set group is created by using which element here? Legend element. Okay, it just creates a title for a field set group or a group of elements. Next you have is paragraph. So we are coming to a new paragraph here. In this paragraph you have a label element. You have a label element, and inside that label element you have written what here? Title. Okay, so what does the label does is it defines a label for a form input element. It defines the label for a form input element. Now I have a form input element here, which you have here white tab which is there. That is a form input element where I have to enter the text, and for this form input element I require a label, and that label is known as title here. Okay, so this label element which is there, it will give me a label for this form input element. So in this form input element I can enter text, or I can enter a phone number or email address or URL. Okay, anything I can enter here, but prior to entering anything to this white tab, I need a title for this label. Okay, I require a title for this input element. So who will help us to create the title for that input element? It is the label element. So using this label element I have got the name here title. Okay, so I can enter anything here. So what you can enter anything is mentioned by which element? Input element. It is entered by which element? Input element. What does an input element helps is in, it defines an input field. Okay, it defines an input field. For example, what type of input I can enter to that particular form element. In this white tab, what type of input I can enter, that is mentioned by the input element. So the input element here has two attributes. What is that? Type is equals to text. That means in this form element I can enter only text. That means title I can enter here only text, because here input type mentioned here is a text. So I can write here web, Python. Okay, I cannot enter email address, I cannot enter URL. Okay, because the input type mentioned here is a text. Then the next attribute what you have here is a name. Okay, so name is equals to what here? Title. Name is equals to title, and it does not have an end element. You have to put here slash. Okay, it does not have an input element, does not have an end element. Okay, so you have to put here a slash. Okay, so now what is this name is equals to title? Okay, why you have that name is equals to title here? What is the use of this name attribute is? For example, what they have asked here is a title here in the form. Now if I enter their web, okay, if I enter their web, how that web data will go to the process.php. That means the form data has to go to the server, and at the server which code is waiting here? Process.php. Now in which variable, or in which variable that particular data will move? Okay, so here name is equals to title means through this particular name my form data web will go from the browser to the server. That means if I enter here web, the title which is there, the name which is there, title is equals to web, that particular data will sit in this particular name and it will move from the browser to the server. Now if I give here title is Python, if I give here Python, then this name which is there, this variable which is there, that will take my particular data, form data Python to process.php. It will be also of the form name is equals to value. Name is equals to value. So what it will give here is title is equals to Python. Title is equals to SAN. Title is equals to machine learning. Title is equals to big data. So whatever data I enter here for the title tab, that will go through this particular title. Okay, so to process.php it will go in the form title is equals to the whatever I have entered. Okay, so this is very important. You have to suggest a name through which your form data will go to process.php. Okay, so this is the one paragraph, so /p. Okay, you have ended this one paragraph. So you are moving to the second paragraph here. Second paragraph is what here? Country. So you have to choose a country here, and that is Canada, Finland, United States. Okay, so to create this particular label here, we have to use the label element. It will help me to create a title for this form input element. So what is the title given here is country. Okay, given here is country. Next element you have is the select element. The select element will help me to create a multi-item list. Okay, if I'm having a multiple items in my list, then I have to make use of the select element. Okay, and whichever element I will choose, that whichever option that I will choose will go from the browser to the server with the help of the name where. Okay, like how the title web what I had entered was going with the help of the title, this particular name. Same way, if I enter Canada, if I choose Canada, so how the data Canada will go from the browser to the server, it will go through this name where. Okay, so if I choose Canada, then where is equals to Canada will go to process.php. If I enter United States, where is equals to United States will go to process.php. Okay, so what is select element here? Select element will help me to create a multi-item list, and name is equals to where. Using this name where, my data of the option will go from the browser to the server. So you have to suggest a name every time. Okay, so next to give those particular options, I have to use the option element. Okay, so the option element which is there, it defines an option in a multi-item list. The option element is used for defining an option in a multi-item list. So the first option is choose a country, the second option is Canada, third option is Finland, fourth option is United States. So these all options are there in my multi-item list. Okay, so select element which is there, it will help me to create a multi-item list, and this option elements will help me to enter the option for that list. Okay, and this where will help my option data, whatever data I choose as the option, that will go from the browser to the server with the help of this name where. Okay, so what data will go to the, if I write here title web and if I choose country Canada, so how it will move is title is equals to web, where is equals to Canada or United States. Okay, then you close the second paragraph. Okay, you close the second paragraph. Next you have another input element here, input element. So that input element type is equals to submit. So you can see here a submit button is being created here. Okay, input type is equals to submit. It does not have an end tag, so put a backslash. Okay, put a slash here. So once you enter submit, the data which is there at the browser will go to the server. And at the server, which code is waiting for to take your form data? The code is process.php. And how the data will go through to the server is title. If I have entered Python, so title is equals to Python, and if I choose Finland, how it will go? Where is equals to Finland. Okay, so the about this name attribute will be coming back later, but as of now we have to suggest a particular name through which our form data will go from the browser to the server. Okay, then you have to close the field set element, and then lastly you close the form element. Okay, so this is we had about the elements which will help to create forms. Okay, so hope you all are clear with it. So we have a form element here, method element, method attribute as well as action attribute. Method is equals to, we have two types, get and post. I said that I'll be telling you all later. Then what you have to give here, the value for action is the code, the name of the code which will be processing your form data. and which language will be that code is, it will be in PHP code. So we'll be making use of PHP at the server side to process our form data. What is field set used for? It is used for grouping form elements together. Okay, then we have the legend element. What is the legend element is used for? It is used for creating a label for a form related elements or a form related groups which are there. So these elements which are there, they are all related to form, so you need a title for that, and title or a label for that is been created using legend. Okay, then we have the input element. Input element will help us to specify what type of input you have to enter in the form. Okay, we have different types of input elements. Type you have to mention here. We have text, we have phone number, we have URL, we have email. Okay, and here you have, for the name attribute, you have to specify through which your data will go through. Okay, and the select element will help us to create a multi-item list, and option is the element which will help me to enter the options for those multi-item list. Okay, and lastly, input type submit will help me to create a submit. If I enter submit, my form data will go from the browser to the server.